Hey people, it's no good do gooder. With the KNO, and Empress, High Priestess, Hierophant, all that stuff. I don't even get hung up on all the names, but it's like I gotta say it because I don't think I have it on my YouTube channel or whatever. I'm on here to talk about something that I have talked about to maybe a few folk, but not like openly on damn TV or whatever. But God says it's relevant, or Spirit says it's relevant. I don't know why, but I'm just going to tell the story. And if this ever comes across, what is that? I took a bath, but I was walking around barefoot and I got some stuck on my foot. This sticky, yucky. Okay. Anyway, I don't know if this young man from my past, will ever come across this video. If you do, hey La, how you doing? What's up? And you probably have no idea what I'm about to talk about, okay? Because me and him had a whole lot of moments. And I'm not saying this to mess up another connection that I ever had in my past with anybody, or that a person was better than another person, no shit like that. Or in the new connection that, I'll be going in. No, it's to serve some kind of purpose here, okay? But me and him were in a long-term relationship. I'm talking about 5+ years, whatever. I was young when we got started. I was like 20. And, or 21. Somewhere around in there. Okay? And we met. It wasn't like a regular meeting, because I was initially supposed to go on a date with his brother, but me and him locked eyes, and it was like, all right, we fit for each other. My homegirl was fit for his brother or whatever. I'm going to fast forward into the relationship. I am this vibrant, fiery, firecracker of an unpredictable, crazy person in a good way. What I mean by that is I met him on my day off, okay? And in the shopping center, I'm going to wash clothes, I'm going to the grocery store, I'm going to get my cell phone checked, I am thinking about my eyebrows, my nails, I want to go shopping across the street, and so I didn't know that they were watching me from the barbershop. But when they introduced themselves to me, he was telling me, he was like, all I kept seeing you do was go here, there, here, there, here, there, here, like this. He was like, what the fuck is this crazy girl doing? Like, what is she doing? And it was my day off. So, and it's like literally a block from my apartment. And, handling my business, just getting my shit done. Just me and me. And being me. Okay? But, alright. We had this fun ass time on our date. Okay? It was like, yeah, we ate, we did some Dave and Buster shit or some shit like that. We got fucked up. I got stopped by the cops. Damn, we had a shitload of liquor in the back of the car. All of us fucked up, but we threw our jackets and shit over all the liquor. And the cop was like, yo, what y'all doing? Where y'all going? I'm drunk as a motherfucker, and I'm on some shit like, right there. We going right there. It was like a gas station, and then it was like Steak and Shake, and then it was like Concord Mills Mall in Charlotte. And they had hotels right there. And I'm like, right there, that's where we're going. And we were thinking about it. But we were doing dumbass shit in the parking lot, too. I guess I could say I was, because I was the driver. And I mean, doing zigzags. We was going around in circles. We was getting lost. We was going to the store. We was going to get something to eat. It's like busy bees on some fuck shit, okay? And it turned into this night of crazy fun, okay? And I'm talking about his brother and my homegirl. Fun. Like, some shit you might see on TV. And that's always how my life be. Like, some shit off of fucking TV. But they streaking up and down the damn hall in the hotel. And we laughing and we joking. And the laughing and joking goes through the night. Okay. Well, he goes back to New York. He pays my phone bill, too, because my phone gets cut off in the process of all of this. I think I probably tricked off my cell phone money, too. Just fucking around, with the fucking around. And he goes back to New York. We on the phone, we kicking it, we talking on the phone 2-3 months. And it's kind of decided, but it ain't fully decided. But when he comes to see me, right? He has this big ass fucking bag. And he's like, honey, I'm home. And I'm like, okay, all right. What shit, nigga, whatever. But I realized, oh, you really is here. And you here to stay. You ain't going, the preliminary time was like us talking on the phone, getting to know each other, learning our ins and outs, our woes, our woos, or quirks, whatever. Like, getting to know each other. We did not do nothing on our date. You know what I'm saying? And we didn't do nothing until like a couple of months later. He was like, honey, I'm home type shit. Okay. So I'm fast forwarding, we months in, years in. But I go out a lot. Like, I was like that as a teen. I like going out to the club. So I was going out to the point every day. I had perfected it, okay? Like learning the shit to do, where to go, meeting different people. Like, mixers, meetings, networking, going out with people from my job. Just learning some shit, trying some shit. I'm out in this new place, and I was there by myself for like 6 months. So I already, go out. And then me and him hook up, so he going out with me at first. But then, he noticed her ass always want to fucking go out. Okay? So I'm going to tell you ladies what he did. And he changed how I thought about what a man should do. And he reminded me of my dad. That's the only person, and maybe like my brothers and my cousins, because they would always like try to protect me all the time. I ain't gonna say try, they would, you know what I mean? But my dad said to me one time, I remember he gave me $1,200. And I was like, all right. But my cousins and them, homegirls, and they was like, they want to go out to the club. So after my daddy give me the money, I go to my father and I'm like, Dad, can I use like $20 to go out to the club? And my dad was like, well, once I get that money to you and I put it in your hand, it's yours. What you do with it is up to you. But what you're not going to do is come back and ask me for the shit again, basically. If I fuck it up, I just didn't fucked up. If I done tricked off my rent, that's me. If I done fucked some shit up, that's me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh, okay. And instead of me being an asshole, right, to myself, and taking more than like the 20 or 50 or something like that, I didn't take no more than like about 40. You know what I mean? Okay. Because it's real when a person can tell you like, shit, I put this money in your hand and it's for this shit right here. And you got some extra play money. And if you fuck that up, that's on you. That's some real shit. And I think the reason why God got me saying that is because y'all women be doing a whole lot. And a lot of y'all men be doing a whole lot. Not giving a fuck about what nobody telling you. not giving a fuck about what no conditions is about shit. You just habitual takers. It's like, fuck it. What was hers is mine. It's like, what? I understood at the beginning of any kind of life, all right? No matter if it was a boyfriend or it was my dad or my stepdad or my cousin or my brother, whoever. That shit they work for, that's their hard work, blood, sweat, and tears. That's not mine. I wouldn't give a fuck about somebody's girlfriend. Maybe even their wife. Or they looked at me like a wife. I ain't disrespecting that man. That man hard has work. I mean, I ain't gonna come take over that bitch like I own that shit. I know how to run that shit. And I'ma just, this should be me. That I ain't putting in them 8, 10, 12 hours, 16 hours. I ain't cultivate this thing. I ain't put this shit together. I did not see what goes on behind all those different closed doors. Those hands that he shaked to make this shit twerk. Okay? And so that's what I thought about, and I respected what my father said because, you know, I'm in the seat of appreciation. You know, I'm not in the seat of, well, you know, what's the obligation, okay? Because he's technically, even though he's my dad, he's not obligated. I'm over 18, right? So I'm very appreciative my parents have helped me through all of this shit that y'all motherfuckers was putting me through. I am thankful. Okay? Everybody in my life ain't been evil as fuck. And if they did turn evil as fuck, it's from evil as fuck motherfuckers getting into them, getting into their mind, getting into their energy, and they can distinguish the difference in their energy. Okay? Alright. Moving back to my boyfriend. Let me tell you what my boyfriend did. Fuck me up even more. I'm on this road. I want to go out all the fucking time. I got about 8, 10, 15 motherfucking girlfriends. You know, different day, different club, different situation, different shit. Out of the 15, we rotate. Which ones is off, which ones is... But I'm there every day. Every day. Without fail. This nigga know I want to go out. Okay? And he about 10... Yeah, 9, 10 years older than me. So I got that young whippersnapper just energy. He understood that. And what he told me, because I was taking about $20 or $40. He said, no. He gave me $100 every day. And I was like, babe, why you give me that? Why are you doing that? You don't have to do that. I got my own money. I can do it, whatever. He was like, no. If a nigga say he want to buy you a drink, you can nice and politely be like, no, thank you. I got my own money. Or if the man be like, oh, where your man at? Oh, he's here in this Benjamin. But in theory, he's here. Okay? Because he has given me what I needed to sustain myself while I'm out. So I don't do nothing stupid or strange for a piece of change or something to disrespect his ass and he ain't with me. It's kind of like when I pull that money out, I need to be thinking about his ass. Like that. And, but I was like, why so much? You know, because I know drinks then was like $2, $3, $4, $5, you know, specials and, you know, shit like that. And he's like, well, in case your girlfriends want something to drink or, you know what I'm saying, you decide to go out and get something to eat or whatever. Or you want a club hop, whatever. So I'm like, okay. And then if I was like, I knew if I was doing too much. Because sometimes my black ass want to go to the club. And then the club after the club. And then the strip club. And then the liquor house. You know what I'm saying? And then I make it home about 6, 7, 8 in the morning. I would go to the studio sometime too. And it'd be like 6, 7, 8 in the morning. So a few years go down the road now. Me and him together. You know. All our shit is fiery in our relationship, right? But he gets his time to himself. I never asked him what the fuck is he doing with his time to himself. But I'm happy as hell that he gives me the time that I can go fuck around with these girls. You know what I'm saying? Because all I like was the good music, something to eat. You had me. That was it. I wasn't going out looking for no men. It's men every goddamn where. Shit. No. That ain't what I was going out for. Anywho. So, he give me the money, and I go out. I have me some fun and good old times. Okay. 2 things happen. 2 different times. These 2 things are so fucking profound. I hope it's profound for somebody else. Okay. I'm drinking. We drinking. It's about 6 of us girls out. It's one of the homegirl birthdays and shit like that. And we went from bar to bar because it was St. Patrick's Day. And we had started drinking early. All right. But it's like, I don't know, like 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock that night. After we get these shots, we get these rounds, they make these leprechaun drinks, you know what I'm saying? I get up and I said, well, I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. I swear, all these bitches was happy when I left. I come back from the bathroom, all of them sad, they crying, they pouring out their heart, and all kinds of shit. And I'm like, what the fuck happened? Since I went to the goddamn bathroom. Okay? Then, as I'm checking out everybody shit, they drunk all the damn leprechaun drinks. And it must got some truth in them leprechaun drinks. Oh, these bitches was talking some, oh, my life, oh, my man, oh, I just love you so much. They getting on the phone, they calling motherfuckers, they want to apologize, they hugging and embracing each other, and I'm just trying to figure it out. And I asked what was in the drinks, and it was about 8 different liquors. I'm like, okay, I don't know if that's bad or good, because it's like that in a Long Island iced tea, But it was something about it. It's when it hit you. That's what the waitress was saying. And then they had these shots. Well, my black ass, when they put it all on the table, I went to the bathroom. So I ain't drink none of my shit. They drank all the shit. And I'm like, oh, it makes sense. So I'm rounding up about 6, 7 bitches. I'm ready to take these motherfuckers home. Because I ain't going to be doing no crying all night. I ain't crying, by the way. I'm listening. I'm trying to be sympathetic. I'll make sure I get everybody's address right. I'll make sure to drop these motherfuckers off. Okay? But I'm drunker than a motherfucker. Thank God this was years ago. But I did believe that, if you can handle your liquor and drive, you are A-okay. Okay? And I did that. I took everybody home. And when I got home, it was like whatever my reserve was to kind of keep my composure together, and I'm checking them off. I'm like, damn, I'm focused. You know what I'm saying? I'm focused. You know what I mean? I get to the crib, and you know how you get that feeling like when you get close to home and you gotta pee. That feeling. So everything's getting relaxed. All right. I go in. I kiss my boyfriend real fast. You know what I'm saying? And I go, and I'm going to the bathroom. Right? Just a little, just a spring or a waterfall that I've been sitting on for a couple of hours since the last bar. So all that come out. Then it's time for some boom chicka bow wow. And I'm like, all right, cool. Now, I don't want to, but when it was time for fellatio, it was like, oh. And I was like, oh, shit. I don't want to throw up on your dick, you know. And he respected that. He was like, yeah, no, don't. Yeah, I'm going to help you make it to the bathroom type shit. And so I get all of this shit out. And everything is green. And he's like, what the fuck was y'all? And then I was trying to tell him about them and all that shit. And he was like, yo, is you about to get all of my? I said, I ain't drink that shit. It had something in it or something. I don't know. But I brush my teeth. I wash my face. I get in the shower and everything. Because I'm like, I'm going to make up for it before I go to sleep. Okay. And I'm saying this because it's like nobody but maybe my mom knows how much I would go out in him. And he would allow me to. And I'm talking about, I was at home if I had to work. But we ain't got to work. And we ain't doing nothing. Babe, can I? He's like, all right. Okay. And so, when you is a good man, at least I think y'all anyway, and you wait on me and all that type of shit, I can't come in drunker than a motherfucker and then be like, you know, no. You know. But the emotion from those women that day, out of my 15 friends, 6 of them turned me off. I ain't really want to be friends with that no more. Cause I said, shit. I done got to know a little bit more about your problems. And it won't like I'm running from their problems. Okay? But I was thinking like a transfer is your problems gonna transfer over to my life and my relationship. Cause see, my relationship good. We got some type of understanding. Like this motherfucker don't be having me in the emotional mind state like that unless he decide to go out of town. And if he out of town too long, some shit like that. So I was like, oh, I'm straight. Whatever that emotional bag, y'all keep that shit over there. So instead of going out with them every day and shit, they didn't know that. I just started giving that shit back. Like, You know what I mean? Because I loved my flow. Okay? And it was some form of respect established between us two. All right? Fast forward to the next story. I go out with the other half of my little 15 girlfriends and do the same shit. Meaning, club, next club, strip club, I don't know, after party, I don't know. Definitely a liquor house of some kind. Cause I want some fried chicken or some fish, or I want something to eat. Or if it's the strip club, if they got a buffet at the strip club, yeah, I go for the food and the drinks. You know what I'm saying? If it's some famous people there or something like that, that's cool. I'm 4'11". I ain't gonna be running after your ass and all that kind of shit, cause I ain't trying to get trampled by all the goddamn women trying to get to this 1 or 2 or 4 or 5 or 10 people. I just stay in my own little lane and shit like that, because I'm scared to leave my plate, because the motherfucker gonna probably, and then my drink, I done had motherfuckers put some shit in my drink before. No, I ain't leaving my shit. I'd rather just take my plate and my drink there with me, and I just see what the other motherfuckers is going crazy over. It's like a TV to watch live, you know, at whatever the places I'm at. Okay, right. But my ex says this to me. He said, Kiki, if you let that motherfucking son beat your ass home. I'm going to beat your ass. I said, huh? Huh? What you mean? He said, you heard what I said? He had never talked to me like that. And I was like, scared. I was like, oh shit. Because the sun was always coming up when I would get home. Okay? Because sometimes when he would leave and he'd go to New York or something, and he would have shit to do, and he might be gone for a week, or he might be gone for 2 weeks. But I couldn't sleep if he won't at the house or in the bed with me. And so I had established a routine where I'm just out with my different girlfriends until I get sleepy. And if I had to work, honestly, I would come home maybe about 7 in the morning. I ain't got to be at work at 9 until 9. Take me a shower, get me an hour of sleep, and then I'm going to work. I could not sleep if he wasn't next to me in the bed. I couldn't. And if he had to go somewhere and he was still local, I would stay up till he got home. Sometimes I wouldn't even go out. I let him do whatever he got to do, and I'll be up because I can't sleep till he get home. It would not matter what I would try. It got to the point where I purchased one of those big ass stuffed animals, and that's what I would sleep with when he would be gone, like to fill the void. Okay, and it wasn't working. And so I mean, the only thing that would work is me going out, and when you get wore out, like your energy, and then the drinks and shit, they kick in. Okay, now you can go to sleep for a little bit. I could never sleep longer than about 2 hours. It didn't matter what it was. I could never. But so when he said that, let that sun, yeah, I'm going to beat your ass. I was like, oh my God. Okay. So I'm out with my homegirls and shit, and I'm telling them, hey, tonight, I got to make it home before the sun come up. I can't stay out with y'all till like 8 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, you putting the brakes on my ass, and I gotta comply, and I don't know what beating my ass is gonna look like, because I ain't never had that shit done. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't saying like I want it done either. It's like I'm gonna respect what the fuck this man is saying to me. You know what I mean? I ain't trying to test the waters out of shit. Okay? I ain't trying to do that shit. I take him real serious. So, okay. I start saying some shit like 4 o'clock in the morning. Because my friends was on some other shit. Like, usually I would drive my car. Like, the last time I was saying, I drove all them bitches home. Like that. So, I'm like, I don't have my car. I'm riding with y'all. I'm like, look, hey, y'all got to take me back to my car. I need to make it home. They were like, oh, another stop. Oh, we're going to go over here. Oh, we waiting on shit. Nah, I don't even want to go to that, I don't even want to go to the liquor house. You know what I'm saying? Nah, we ain't got to go to Waffle House or, shit. I understand the strip club open, so, damn. Motherfuckers is getting like 5:30, 6 o'clock. I'm like, listen, get me to my shit. I'm gonna fuck your ass up. And these bitches was playing with me because they knew I was serious. I was like, he's nice to me. He's nice to y'all. I was like, he give me money. And I sometimes spend my money on y'all for drinks and shit too. Like, we be having fun together. And he don't be tripping about none of that shit. And all I gotta do is get in the house before the sun come up. I ain't trying to fuck up the dick I get. I am not. I am not trying to mess up what we got going on. You know what I'm saying? But y'all bitches trying to mess my shit up. Hell no. You know what I'm saying? So they put the little pedal to the metal and shit after I get a little speech and to get me to my car. So then I'm booking it because I'm on the other side of town. I'm talking about the other side of town. Well, you got to go through like 2-3 highways to get back to my side of town. And I'm like, oh. I'm checking the weather because the weather going to tell you when the sun's about to rise and shit. You know, that shit was saying something like 6:37. And so, you know, I'm on it. Man, my black ass pull up to my crib. You know what I'm saying? Like, I take my seatbelt off. I run on up the steps. I unlock the door. I'm in the house. I run in there where he at. I'm like, babe, I'm here. I made it. You know what I'm saying? I'm proud of myself. I'm patting myself on the back. Not really, but in my mind. You know what I'm saying? He busts out laughing. I'm like, damn, what's up? Wait, the fuck? Like, what's so funny? Like, huh? He said, Kiki, where your skirt? Where my what? Your skirt. I look down. I don't have on no skirt. I don't have on no skirt. I got on my stockings and my underwear. I got my heels on. I don't know where the fuck my skirt at. I don't know where the fuck my skirt is at. Okay? I get this look on my face. It was like red fear. Okay? I don't have no answer. I don't say nothing. I just started looking through the house. I look in all the places that I never been at. I look in all the places that I've been at. I'm looking in the bedrooms. I'm looking in the bathroom. Okay? I don't see my skirt. Oh my God. He watching me too. You know, he got this stern look on his face. And I'm like, hey, let's don't make this a, beat my ass kind of night. I did get here, before the sun came up. Like, that kind of, and I'm saying, and he's like looking. Y'all, I go outside. I'm looking up and down the steps. Mind you, I ran up 3 flights of fucking steps because I live on the 3rd floor. My skirt is not nowhere. I'm scared than a motherfucker now. I'm saying some shit like, look, I had the bitch on when I got in the car. I didn't stop nowhere. I didn't do nothing. I ain't been fucking with nothing. And, like, the bitch was on me. I can vouch for myself. I had my skirt on. Okay? I'm looking the sidewalk. I'm looking at the bushes. Mind you, I'm back outside with just my stockings and my panties and shit out. Still with no fucking skirt. I don't give a fuck who is up, who can see me looking for my goddamn skirt. Okay? I go back to my car. Open the door. That bitch got caught in the goddamn seatbelt. I was mad at myself, but I was so relieved. Because when I snatched that bitch out from the seatbelt, because it's the Velcro got caught on the goddamn seatbelt. But I snatched that bitch like it was a wig. Got my goddamn skirt. I run back up the stairs. I'm pleading my case. I'm like, babe, the shit was in the car. Okay? I'm telling them it came off. I ain't even know it could do that. And it didn't come off all night. Like, so that's some that's some real shit, you know? And he looking at me, he started smirking, and he laughing. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Like, all this shit I done went through, and you laughing? Like, I understand about the situation. Because I'm still with my skirt. I ain't put the bitch back on or nothing. I was happy than the motherfucker, waving that bitch like a flag. It's mine. I got it. I found it. You know? Let me tell you what this nigga said. Nigga saw me in the window when my black ass pulled up. Nigga saw me park that goddamn car and open that motherfucking door. And he saw when the damn seat belt caught my skirt. He was laughing at me then. He saw me slam the door and run on up that steps. No goddamn skirt on. He was already getting a chuckle for shit. A good minute till I reached up 3 flights of steps. And he was trying to hold back the chuckles when he asked me with my hyper ass. I'm like, I made it home. Yay! You know, I'm on some. It's like, all right, even if I drink, even if I smoke, you know what I'm saying? I was still like a little superhero. I was just always ready to like go out, have some fun. So he tells me, you know, he saw all this shit. And I'm like, what the fuck, yo? That's some fucked up ass shit. You done seen me run around this bitch. You done seen me do this shit. You done seen. Okay? But what he also saw was I ain't cop no attitude. I was still had a good disposition about shit. It was still fun. It was still loving. Even though my heart was like beating out of my chest. But it's like if I'm happy, I'm just going to stay happy. If I'm guilty, I'm a guilty happy. If I'm a sinful happy. It's like, it's like I'm nervous, but see what happened was, let me tell you, you know, I told Craig, like that. That's me, type shit. So, when I showed him my skirt, he's like, you know, he did some shit like, what's the lesson you're going to learn from this? What? A lesson? What? Make sure you got your skirt on before you get out the car? You know. He was just still fucking with me. And I was like, you gonna make a drunk motherfucker think? No, nigga, no. I'm ready for some action. You know what I'm saying? I did the unthinkable. I got here before the sun came up. And I lost my skirt. And I found it. I'm ready for some thank yous. And some hallelujahs. And some yes. Okay? Not no goddamn lecture. Not no trivia. Not no, what am I supposed to learn from this? That maybe we should talk with our clothes off? Because I'm already like halfway there. What? But it's the point. It didn't turn domestic. And he threatened me with domestic violence. And when a person has never done that, it's like, you don't know if you should take them serious or not. But you shouldn't play with them either. Meaning me. Meaning like, you know, I should really make it on. Because it's really disrespectful just to, you know, just keep doing the shit. And not honor the requests that he's asking for. So, I understood that. Okay? And, so I'm on some shit like, alright, cool. Can we settle the rest of this shit naked, please? Because all this adrenaline, all this, whew. a bitch that went through it. Did I get some exercise? Yes, I did. I was already in shape, though. I already had like a 3-pack or something and everything. What? And I have never made a mistake like, wear my skirt. Whew. So that took me, okay? But this is the third point I'm trying to make here. Because I brushed off the lesson of the conversation and I wanted to jump into the bone chicka bow wow, he entertained it. But he got my ass back that next day. It was like a Sunday. I'm sleeping in. No, it was Saturday because I went out that Friday. So that Saturday he was out with his homeboys. And, you know, they doing all kinds of shit. I don't care. You can let me go out? Shit. I don't even want to go out on Saturday. I can't take losing my skirt again. I don't trust myself. Even picking out my clothing now. And it's like, if I ain't buying shit else that's Velcro. Hell no. And if I do, I'm putting on an extra belt. And I'm going to fold that bitch over. Okay? It's like, I'm thinking about all that. And I'm like, you know what? I don't even want no Velcro bras, no Velcro shoes, no Velcro shirt, no Velcro. I don't want none of that. But boo-boo, if you want to go out with your homeboys, have at it, you know. And he like, oh, we on this side of town. We on that side of town. I'm like, cool. He like, you know, we want to go to the strip club. We want to go do this, cool. No problem. I'm cool with it. And I go to sleep. And I don't usually go to sleep when he not there. But because of the bad girl that I was, somehow, because I was like, all right, after cleaning up, listening to some music, you know, winding down, whether I cooked or not, and all that kind of stuff, I was like, if he hungry, got some food there, you know, I'm going to make sure I'm clean and straight case, you know, he come in on that like how I was, you know what I'm saying? I'm just aligning myself, okay, with all the good shit. This is what I'm thinking about. 3, 4 o'clock in the morning hit. This nigga ain't home. What? Majority of the time he stay home. What? I'm calling. He's not answering. Huh? That's not heard of. He doesn't act like that. He usually picks up that phone. And it wasn't that I wanted to know what he was doing or what was going on. I just wanted to hear his voice. Make sure that, yeah, you know, all right, y'all still kicking it cool. Nothing. Oh, my little poor heart racing. My thoughts is going this place and that place. And I'm feeling different about the night before. I'm feeling weird about this night. You know, it's into Sunday morning. And I'm like, okay, this is what he's doing. All right. He's paying me back for coming home so many times after the sun has came up. Okay, so I'm not going to get worked up about it or nothing. All right. Find ways to calm my little ass down. You know what I'm saying? Because he probably get about 7. You know. It's Charlotte. They might have hopped, you know, club hopped to different strippers clubs or some shit. Something. Okay? So I'm thinking optimistic. All right? 7, nothing. I call him. I call his friends. Nothing. I'm turning into a ball of mess. I'm worried. But I'm praying that he's all right. Damn, I'm praying. But all the different nights flash through my mind of me just having a good old time and he at home. And I'm like, fuck. He probably done found him a girl that don't even go out as much as I do. He probably didn't, start pillow talking with a bitch and then fell in love. Like, damn. It's hitting me in different ways when I'm trying to optimistic. You know what I'm saying? And trying not to file a missing persons report. Okay. Everything going through my little brain. About 12 o'clock. Afternoon. His friend comes. He knocks on the door. I'm like, hey. He's like, you seen La? Huh? What you mean? Have I seen him? He left with you. What you mean y'all ain't together? I'm looking outside. I'm looking over the rail. I'm like, what the fuck? Who car you driving his car? Did you leave him at a bitch house or something? Did you leave him drunk somewhere? Like, where the fuck is he at? He was like, oh, I don't know. I was thinking that he probably caught a ride here or something like that. Oh, I about break. I ain't breaking anger. I break like down to my knees. I'm like, oh my God. My nightmare is here. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not necessarily jumping to the fact that he with another bitch. I am like, where is my baby at? Why you don't have him? Like, how you lose him? Like, y'all friends. Don't you tell me nothing wrong with him. Don't you tell me, I'm getting on his friend. Okay? La hears all the shit I'm saying. I don't know where the fuck that motherfucker heard at, but he hears all the shit I'm saying. Eventually he makes it up the steps. He comes in, but I am so thankful that he's here. I'm not realizing that he hears everything. I'm not realizing that they didn't play the little game or a little prank on my black ass. But I'm happy that he's home, that he's all right, and that, hey, we can, whatever it is, it's going to be all right. We can start over. We can work this out. I don't know if my optimism made him, want to deepen the lesson, but he does. Because he got this worried look on his face. And I'm thinking, oh my God, what is it? What? Can't be nothing wrong with your car. Your car outside. Ain't nothing wrong with you. I see you. I'm glad you're home. I'm glad you're all right. I'm like, oh my God, what you cheated or something? You got a bitch pregnant or some shit? Like, what the fuck? And he was like, no, worse. And I'm like, I'm about to buckle at the knees because I'm like, worse. He told me he trick off the rent money at the strip club. Now I'm mad. I was like, are you for real? Are you serious? I could have thrown on some bra and panties or some lingerie and strutted around for you and made you just me. How you gonna? Did you know you're a chick not to wear money? Like, how did the bitch look where you be like, I'm just gonna throw my whole life away. I'm gonna throw my whole rent away. I'm like, who gonna get it back? I don't get paid for another 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? And I got 21 questions for a nigga. About time I got about 10. He's like, babe, I'm just fucking with you. I got the rent money. But I'm like, no, let me pat them pockets and pull some shit out. You know what I'm saying? He's like, nah, I still had some ones over here. And rent money over here type shit. And I'm like, But he wants to complete out the lesson that he was trying to teach me from the night before. And when it's nighttime and it's like time to get it in, he know I ain't want to hear that shit. He fucked with me that next day. Oh, I learned a whole lot of motherfucking lessons. And after that, I won't go on like talking about nothing. I make it so I come home at that time like 3, 4. Sometimes right after the one club in, I'm like, I don't even want to go. You know what I'm saying? And my homegirls will be like, well, what's wrong? Well, what's going on? Why you don't want to hang, double hang, triple hang? I'm like, no, I got a man. I got to go home. I got to go home. And I'm going to tell you the mistake I made. I would never, ever make again. Ever. When I was saying, like, I got a man, and I went into some shit that, had happened, and the lessons that he had taught me and how I was feeling and all that, I'm like, shit, no. He too good of a man. The dick is too good, too. And the loving is great. Okay? And I was so in my emotions that I didn't realize I was giving details of intimate moments that start making some light bulbs go off in these bitches that were my friends. And then they start looking at my man in a completely different light. Okay? Now, my man was, probably he still is with some other bitch. The type that, oh, no, if Kiki ain't home, another bitch ain't coming inside our house. No. My baby not here. Whatever you need to say to me, say it through that goddamn door. You can call me on the phone. No. That wasn't the type of crazy he wanted to put on me. You know what I'm saying? He ain't even really care to, like, go around my homegirls or fuck with them like that, because he knew that'd bring, like, some kind of trouble somewhere or whatever. And he probably, if he is even watching this shit, he probably like, damn. She ain't did shit to her hair or nothing. I used to get my hair done all the time. I still do. I just ain't want to do that. But I broke some rules. But not just the going out. Not just the coming home. After the Sunday came up, and he had plenty of opportunities to ask me a lot of things. And even insinuate some stuff, but he didn't do that. All right? The rules I broke was giving, like, intimate details about what made us solid. Like, what made us still pine after each other, or what made me be in that state of obedience. Like, nah, yo, I ain't fucking this up. I ain't fucking him over. And nah, if he say bring my black ass home, I'm gonna bring my black ass home. Fuck y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all motherfuckers, shit. Y'all don't give me no dick. Shit, what the fuck? Shit, I ain't getting no dick from y'all bitches. Y'all ain't, I don't lay with y'all every night. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to be up under y'all like that. I need to be up under his ass. And they felt some kind of way because, I was speaking facts, but a lot of them didn't have a man. And if they did, he wasn't as attentive as mine was to me. And he understood me to where a lot of times I didn't necessarily have to say anything. And he would protect me and things. And I felt very safe and all these great things. But problems did come in exactly like what he was saying with the women. Just wanting to be all up in our business and wanting to know, like, what we got going on. And come between that shit. Fuck that shit up. Family, friends. And I'm like, damn, you know? But God told me to talk about this. Because I guess it was like a whole lot of golden nuggets in it for me that I learned. Stayed with my ass. And it stayed with me to the point where I still respected this man even when we weren't together. And I felt like, and I knew that we were friends. And even if I dated somebody else, and if that person wasn't up to par, or even up to his standards, or just, it won't resonating like through me or something. Should I get in my car and I go talk to this nigga? Like, yo, I'm in what I'm in. And, but I felt comfortable talking to him, you know. And, not necessarily for the advice or anything. It was just like, yes, it was a form of familiarity there. But when the advice did come, I knew it was genuine. At least I thought, or I hope it was genuine. You know, and he never gave me no advice like, oh, fuck that nigga, drop that. Yeah, he won't like that. He might say some shit like, Kiki, we ain't together. You can't just, you know, pull up at my house and shit. I'm like, why not? We friends. And he'll be like, well, what if I got a lady? I said, shit, if you do, just tell her I say, hey. Or I'll be like, hey, Tink, I ain't worried about that shit. You know? And he'll be like, why you not worried about it? Because what if she crazy? That's fine. I don't have a problem with explaining, hi, I am his previous girl, and you his new girl. I feel you. I understand. I need to ask him some questions. If you want to be right here where I ask him, that's fine. But I need to get the answer out of this motherfucker mouth. Because we were together for like so long. You know. And it's like when you get used to someone, even when you're not together, you're still used to like that person or that routine or that situation or that friendship, and you I guess it's a longing there or something, but it's it's some form of a healing. I mean, because it's like you can open the wound and it could be toxic. And you can be like on some shit like, yeah, I'm going to get back with him. And I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that and mess up whatever the fuck you got going on. No, it wasn't like that. It was just, I respect what you're doing. I respect what you got going on. You know what I'm saying? I really just had some questions. You know, I didn't trust other people that I could talk to about it. I didn't feel like their information they gave me was genuine. Because it was like on sometimes some rah-rah shit. And I'm like, And then sometimes a man could just rattle my cage to the point where I wanted to be violent. Like, ugh. You know. And I think I told one dude one time, I said, damn, you talk so much, I just want to sit my pussy right on your face and just tell you to shut the fuck up. Just stop talking. Just shh. You know, come to find out, like that turned that man on. He was just like, oh, okay. And he kept talking. I was like, you know what? Now, guess what? Now I don't want to talk to you no more. Because your mouth really pissed me off. And I don't really want to sit on your face. It's just an expression of your bullshit. I just don't want to hear it out your mouth. Your mouth, your talk, your tone irritates me. You know what I'm saying? It was like that. But I'm saying something because, like, You know when you in something and you think that's your, like a forever home, and then it doesn't turn into that forever home, but you know it's another forever home out there for you, because if that was your forever home, it would have stayed your forever home. You know what I'm saying? And the idea, like with God, is it's God designs things, people, and situations for your forever home to be better than your forever home that you left. You know what I'm saying? God don't design the shit for your forever home to turn into some turmoil, toxic, chaotic shit, like you going backwards. You get what I'm saying? Like, it was like literally not right after him, but I think maybe a few years or something after him, it was like I was warped back into some time zone, some Twilight Zone shit, some shit that I ain't never dealt with before. And there was a shitload of toxicity, and it's like, what the fuck? I don't even understand this shit. I don't even understand niggas like this. I don't even understand bitches like this. Like, huh? Because I was in a loving, like, environment, loving mate, loving situation. Like, everybody around me was loving, you know what I'm saying? And so to experience something toxic on another level, I was on some shit like, how the fuck did I go backwards in time? Like, isn't this shit I was supposed to experience when I'm like in my 20s or my teens? And I was thinking, like, how the fuck is it grown motherfuckers like in this shit? You know, I did not process the fact that they haven't grown out of it. I didn't process the fact that in their environment was embedded in them. I didn't process the fact that the negativity that was spewing from these people was normal to them. You know, but I felt out of place because I was just like, if this is, I'm supposed to be discovering some new love. Like, I'm supposed to be heading towards something that's greater than what I was, came to terms with about some shit. It took me a minute to come to terms with some shit. But it was wicked. It was diabolical. It was unheard of. It was like a virus. And I didn't know where the virus came from. I was just like, shit, huh? That's my duh. But it's in real life. It's like if you had words for it, you would place them there. I didn't have words for it. And the only words I did have for it is if I had someone to talk to about it, I'd be like, yo, this shit happened. And he said this, and we did this, but this came from this right here. And I would be talking to another same motherfucker like, I know this shit ain't right. I know this shit ain't normal. And they'd be like, yeah, girl, no, it's not. No, no. And so I didn't stay in that. It didn't matter if that guy wanted me to stay. I didn't stay in that. I left because it was so foreign. It was like so unheard for me. And I was like, how is this something I'm pulling in? Because I had understanding. Man, I ain't had no, I don't know. I ain't had no shit. I don't know what the fuck I should call it. But I ain't had that. I'm gonna get her ass. I see what's going on here. But I went on a quest then to start trying to fix myself. Not trying to, I would try to want to fix another motherfucker, but no, to fix myself. Okay? Because I'm just going to give one example of one of the toxic dating thing that, I had got myself into. And when I say people look a certain way, yeah, they do. But what they tolerate, what they accept, what they into, a whole other can of some whoop ass. Alright? And if this dude, let me just say it like this. A guy left his baby mama. Baby mama was mean to him. I'm talking about mean to him like she didn't want him around. And she would say things like, kill yourself, to him. At one point, he did put the gun in his mouth to kill himself. And I'm listening and I'm like, oh shit. I'm getting to know him, and he's like trusting me, and he's telling me things. And as he's telling me, yes, I'm feeling indifferent about her. And I know they got kids together, but I'm like, guy, you need to leave her. You need to, stop this, stop that. But he was still into her. And then he's also thinking about, his child, right? And he told me one of the things that was alarming to me, but it wasn't alarming to him. And he said, she don't go out during the day. And I said, why? He said, because she don't like birds. Huh? Okay. I guess that's a real phobia. Damn, birds is every fucking where. They chirp at night, but I guess they ain't flying around. Because that's what he said. He was like, no, the flying around, it's like if she out, sometimes them birds will just be ready to be bearing down on her ass. And I'm like, damn, how they just want to keep making her a fucking target? Okay? No, that bitch was a witch. And then she only wanted to come out at night. You know what I'm saying? And everything, when she would come out at night, she was cheating on him. She was like leaving him stranded. She was taking all his money. And then, she might end certain conversations with, kill yourself. And I'm like, oh. And I would say to myself, this is different than what I was in. Like what I was in, that man ain't need some help. Some real help. Like this is what is in the water. Like, let me get your, what address? What side of town? Like, what apartment complex? Okay. I talked to him for a few months or whatever. Thinking, and I was like being a counselor to him too. I was going to school for it. So really he was using me for that. Okay? And I'm nice on the eyes or whatever, and we get to do whatever. But he was really using me for that. That's what that boiled down to. But when I knew I had to break away, and I knew I couldn't even be friends with this young man. All right? Because of two things. He didn't really love or care for me. There was another man that actually loved and cared for me and was pining over me. And he was telling this guy how he felt. And that man took those feelings from that man and told them to me. I know you heard what I said. That's some evil shit. evil shit. It gets worse. It gets worse where the information I'm giving him, he started doing the same thing. Just like that man was telling him information on how he was wanting to come to me and approach me and saying how he felt. And I'm telling him how I feel about him. Do you know he went to his baby mama and telling those feelings to her as if it came from him? That's some evil shit. Okay? And then he wants to kind of thank me, congratulate me because I helped him get back with his baby mama. But he still wanted to keep me and talk to me on the side. And I'm like, huh? Where? No. You already told me that, another man that's in love with me. And you took the information from that man that was in love with me. Because what, you wanted to love yourself? But you didn't really want the love because you wanted the love only to find out what love is just so you can go back and give it to her. What? All right? But I thought I could still be friends with this young man. I realized that I could not. Because this woman did the same thing to him again. Cheating, running around, taking his money, and he following behind like a little puppy dog, and then he gets her pregnant again. All right? And she keep pulling the move, kill yourself. He found himself in the position again, barrel of the gun in his mouth. Second time. He calls me. It's like he wants me to help him. Like just basically talk his ass off a fucking ledge. And I'm like, yo, no. Okay? I'm like, no. Let me explain to you why I'm like, no. I said, you're going to meet your death messing with her because that's all she's calling over your life is death. She's bold with it too. And she has all these fucking problems in her head. So that death is really supposed to be for her. Okay? And then she's standing in the house because she don't want that karma to hit her. She's hoping it's going to hit you because you're going out. You know what I'm saying? And you're not out because you want to be out. You're out because you're harvesting. Okay? But it started to be something in the air. In the area where I was. And maybe this is the part that God wanted me to get to. Because it was an ex-boyfriend of mine that had captured my heart in my teens. And even though we fought, we fussed, and we made love, and he knew me inside and out, and I knew him inside and out. And we broke up, and he got with this other woman, right? And she would fuss and fight with him, and somehow, sometime, it would be over me, and then it would be over something that he did. And he would cheat sometimes, but he would call me, because me and him would still be friends. But he would call me when he felt like he wanted to end his life over this woman. Or when he thought about ending her life over some cheating shit that she did. And I'm on some shit, oh, no you're not. Oh, no you're not. I said, I ain't gonna be the last one you call or talk to before you off yourself or off her ass. No. I mean, I can help you as much as I can with verbal conversation. But no, you need to stop talking to her. And I found myself saying this to that man. You need to stop talking to her. Okay? And then I had other guy friends. They, had similar shit. And I'm thinking to myself, did they all fuck the same woman? That's what I was thinking. And I said, how's it different women with the same, almost identical fuck shit that they telling these men? And I'm friends with these men. I worked, or some of them I work with them. Others, I partnered, business-wise with them because I was using their establishment and I get clients out of there because I was selling insurance. And I'm like, this is a rolling ball of hell. Because these men wanted to either take themselves out or take these women out. And I would always be saying to all of them, leave them alone. Leave them alone. Fast forward, now I understand, well, these bitches was in a group together. These bitches was doing some chaos magic. These doing was some mind manipulation magic. These bitches was doing some heinous ass fucked up shit to these men. And they saw that shit was working, and they just like kept fucking with them. You know? And I went from Charlotte going out to I was in like High Point in Greensboro, and I didn't even want to go out. Matter of fact, I stopped going out. You know, I felt like a lot of the men had something on them or something. You know, it was like someone might be dating a couple of women or something. Now I see the women like storming up in the club, you know, wanting to jack a nigga up or beat his ass, or another bitch, like 2-3 bitches trying to gang up on one nigga. And I'm like, so it's clear that all of y'all fucking him. And all of y'all want to cause him a problem. But really, should it exist? Because it sounds to me that all y'all know, it ain't like y'all just found out. Because it ain't a big place. You know? And it was like everybody knew everybody some kind of way. You know? But I stopped going out because the toxicity was rearing a head. And then that's when I realized that I had a form of a doppelganger, a form of a magician, a form of a spell worker, a form of a witch. Because the motherfucker was impersonating me, but she was just diabolical. She was just evil little fucking troll. And I'm like, damn, I ain't no evil little fucking troll. I'm like a happy-go-lucky little leprechaun. So I'm like, you know, and God would say, hey, time for you to step on back, because dealing with this ain't going to be what's up. And I would cleanse my house, cleanse my space, cleanse my body of people. When they would want to tell me their business, and it was on a fuck shit trail. And I'm like, how they don't see this deception from this woman? How they don't understand that she put them in a trap? How they don't, like, I'm saying, hey, I'm like, Cletus, come to the light. I'm like, get out of it. Step out of it. What the fuck is wrong with you, dude? And I'm right in front of their face. They couldn't see that the shit these women was doing was worse than manipulation. It was tragic. Where I knew, oh, some death's gonna come from whatever the fuck this shit is from these bitches. I don't even have to know you. It was like what the men would be telling me. It was like the different patterns, the different behaviors, the different shit was starting to be like, oh, this sound like da-da-da-da-da. And I ain't want to be bothered with them if they had somebody that was a da-da-da-da-da. And I made sure to keep that in mind even when I started going back out and I was running into da-da-da-da-das. It wasn't for me to know you, figure you out, understand you, hang with you. It was like, because, I got a whiff that you was a da-da-da-da-da. And then most of these same niggas would be like, pulling me to the side like, yeah, you know this one right here. I'm like, I met her at work, or I met her out, or I met her. They're like, you ain't supposed to be hanging with her, fucking with her like that, because she's a hoe. And I'm like, okay, but, you know, hoes want to go out sometimes. They're like, no, I got the speech on birds of a feather flock together type shit from a nigga that go out all the time. Then I got another speech from a nigga like, hey, it's plenty of niggas that ran trains on these bitches. You ain't gonna be one of them. And I'm like, damn, they that bad? Yes. And let me tell you what one man did. I went to his establishment. He said, oh, you ain't got to believe me. He said, hey, yo, come here for a sec. He called one of the bouncers over there. And he was like, what the fuck was the bitch name that you fucked yesterday? Nigga ran through a couple of names. Then he said, oh, yeah. I ended the night with XYZ. He said, ain't that your homegirl? I said, shit. What? You get it? So, I had, like, a good place and position. Trial, error, circumstances kind of messed up that good place or position in relationship with, my guy where I lost my skirt. And then when that relationship wasn't going on, it was good men being just brought down a spiral. And those men were somehow naive and gullible because they couldn't see it, or they didn't know someone was fucking with their head type shit. And, but then at the same time, they respected me enough to tell me about those women, to warn me about those women. And if I didn't want to become those, then I couldn't hang with them. And it wasn't like I was looking like, why, like, dang, we ain't together and you gonna tell me what to do type shit. No, it was like, okay, I get it. I understand. I ain't gonna fuck with her. I ain't gonna hang with her. Me and her, we ain't going out like that. I just have to have that little talk with her. It's fine, Because, no, I don't want to be caught up or end up in no shit that I can't get out of, or I ain't gonna even say like my pussy can't get me out of. But, because I don't be throwing that bitch in the air like that. And like, no. That ain't the exchange I be doing. You know what I'm saying? I was taught, like, have your own money. I was even leery about a motherfucker that say he want to pay my bills and all that kind of shit. And I need some help like that now, right? But I ain't calling no motherfuckers and just asking them. Or I ain't going through no Rolodex. Or I ain't, going back to an ex because that shit gonna be comfortable to do or whatever. No. I was always on some shit like this. Anytime you want to borrow some money from a man and you gotta pay it back, I mean, like, what you gonna do for it? What you willing to do for it? Oh, you ain't gotta pay me back in cash, but you can pay me back. I ain't down with that shit. Because that means there's no clearing of that debt. Because your pussy is always the motherfucking debt. And I'm like, nah, yo. Nah. Because it ain't no even exchange. It's just a manipulator and play on your emotion type shit. And you think you're getting out of something, but you just digging yourself in a bigger hole. So I'm like, nah, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? And I never wanted to get caught up in some shit like that. And I remember I had called my dad one time. I needed help with my rent. My dad was like, you got a man. Why you don't ask your man to help you with that? I said, because, I don't know what amount is too much to where you're going to be like, oh, yeah, you're going to pay me back. It's like leaving a debt. They don't want to let you out of something unpaid. And I ain't the type of sister that's going to take that chance. I'd rather just pay to play or pay what I weigh and keep on going. I hope you got something out of this. I don't know why God put that on me. Maybe it's somebody going through some things like that or something. I don't know. But when it turns into something of a detrimental state, I think you should not entertain it. Don't listen. Wait, not like that. It's kind of like some people, if you don't entertain them, yeah, they could do something to themselves. But it's one of those things where it's like, let me get you a professional. I'm not a professional. Let me get someone that will understand where you're coming from. Let me get someone that's going to listen to and help you through what you got going on. Don't obligate me to your shit. Because if I'm busy, I don't want you to offer yourself because I was busy. Okay? Like I don't even want the responsibility at all. So I'm hoping that this information helped you get something out of it. You understand a little bit, and then you get to hear about parts of my life that I don't really tell folks. Like a lot of things, it could be like a running joke between me and certain people, and then that's it. The way God tells me, it's like it's lessons in all my shit, and then I should just talk my life. And so that's what I'm doing. All right now. Everybody have a wonderful Friday night. Later, people, and peace.